Prime Minister Narendra Modi held bilateral meetings with a number of world leaders on the sidelines of G20 summit in Brazil. Prime Minister met with French President Emmanuel Macron, British Prime Minister Keir Starmer, Norwegian Prime Minister Jonas Gahr Store and Italian Prime Minister Georgia Meloni. He also met Portuguese counterpart Luis Montenegro and Indonesian President Prabowo Subianto. We get to more details in this report.
India's Prime Minister Narendra Modi held bilateral meetings with a number of world leaders on the sidelines of the G20 summit in Rio de Janeiro in Brazil. Prime Minister held talks with the French President Emmanuel Macron. The leaders agreed to advance cooperation between both countries in sectors such as space, defense, energy, technology and more. The leaders talked about how India and France will keep working closely in sectors like space, energy, AI, and other such futuristic areas. Prime Minister also complimented Macron on the successful hosting of the Paris Olympics and the Paralympics earlier this year. Prime Minister also met with British Prime Minister Keir Starmer in Rio de Janeiro in Brazil. Prime Minister termed his meeting as extremely productive. Prime Minister said that for India, the comprehensive strategic partnership with the UK is of immense priority. Prime Minister added that in the coming years, both countries are eager to work closely in areas such as technology, green energy, security, innovation. Prime Minister also held a bilateral meeting with his Portuguese counterpart Luis Montenegro. The talks focused on adding more vigor to economic linkages. Sectors like renewable energy and green hydrogen offer many opportunities for more collaboration. The leaders also talked about strong defense relations, people-to-people linkages and other such subjects. Prime Minister noted that India cherishes the long-standing ties with Portugal. Besides, Prime Minister Modi also met with Italian Prime Minister Giorgia Meloni on the sidelines of the G20 summit. The talk centered around deepening ties in defense, security, trade and technology. Leaders also talked about how to boost cooperation in culture, education and other such areas. Prime Minister said that India-Italy friendship can greatly contribute to a better planet. Besides, Prime Minister also met with Norwegian Prime Minister Jonas Gahr Store. The discussions focused on ways to deepen India-Norway bilateral relations, particularly in trade and economic cooperation after the signing of the India-EFTA TEPA. The leaders also exchanged views on geopolitical issues. Prime Minister held a bilateral meeting with the Indonesian President Prabowo Subianto. Taking to social media platform, Prime Minister said that this year is special for both countries as we are marking 75 years of diplomatic relations. Talks focused on improving ties in commerce, security, healthcare, pharmaceuticals, among others. Fuzail Ahmed's report for DD India.